Welcome to part 14 of my full commentary on Westwood's 1997 game Blade Runner. This is Jack Everett. We're just picking up where we left off at the start of Act 3. I'm probably going to be doing a lot more cuts in this episode, just cutting ahead to various parts. I'm really only going to show you what's required. That cheese we actually don't need since Gordo's not the third replicant, so we never even need to follow up on it on Mama Isabella's. We don't really need the photo. We don't need this doll, but we do need the Hysteria Hall token, because that is how we will be able to actually get to Hysteria Hall and start investigating.
You let him in my room?
One thing I didn't show last time.
Excuse me, fellas.
You can click on Leon.
Who the hell are you?
McCoy, LPD.
LPD, huh? Maybe you guys can return something.
Alright, and there he goes to get executed by Deckard. Now, you'll remember in the last part, I had to zoom in on the car to get the pictures of it. And the reason why is if you don't have any evidence about this car, McCoy will just say totally uninteresting when you click on this or something like that. He won't actually do what he's about to do.
The car looked a lot like the one I'd been tracking. The driver had been smart enough to pull the license plate, but the vehicle identification number was still there. If I ran it through the mainframe back at the station, I could ID the owner.
Alright, so we killed the bum, and so you can also know about this car by grabbing the license plate out of the dumpster, but since that wasn't an option, we had to use the Esper machine to do it. And then we'll need the Lycan dog.
The wrapper was from a vendor I knew. Best Lycan dogs in the 4th sector. That wasn't saying a whole lot, but with an arcade next door and a dozen nightclubs down the street, Mia and Murray's stand saw more action in a night than my spinster aunt saw all last century.
Okay, so the only piece of evidence that we actually need to follow up on to resolve this act when Dectora is the third replicant is the Dragonfly jewelry. So we will just need to go to the Peruvian lady in Anemoid Row and ask her about the jewelry. Now, if you don't do this, well, this is at least one option. If you don't do this, early Q will never start the Dectora dance.
Any luck finding more of that Dragonfly jewelry?
Ah, see, I was right. This you show me was part of a collection bought for a nightclub in 4th sector.
You know the name of the nightclub owner?
No, senor. But my friend, he says the man is not selling.
Thanks for your help.
Alright, and I think
How's
that's
business?
it. Yeah, she'll just get the usual line about holidays coming.
Strange.
Nothing to say about the Scorpion. Alright, I'm going to save the game here real quick because I want to show you a few things. The first thing I want to show you is, this is really weird. If you talk to, this is in Act 2 right now, this save game. And I have McCoy in, I'm going to put McCoy in polite mode. And when I talk to her, the dialogue will be a little bit different.
Nice looking creatures you have around here.
See? Good product. Scorpios, my best work. Finest quality, even poison.
Isn't that illegal?
I have permit, senor. My customers demand authenticity.
Alright, so there's just some interesting dialogue about the Scorpions. Alright, so now we're back in Act 3. And so with that save game right there, I'm going to load that save game later on, but I want to show you some interesting things that we can do where I'm just going to go back to the police station. And like I said before, I'm doing this playthrough without ever going to the police station, but there is something important that I have to do at the police station to demonstrate some of the differences in this playthrough. So in the mainframe, McCoy will find out about Dectora's car, so the dialogue here will be different this time.
Uploading personal clue database.
The mainframe confirmed what I'd already guessed. The car from Chinatown was the same vehicle that had smacked the hydrant at Runciter's. The car was registered to a woman named Dectora. She'd bought it from a used car lot in the 4th sector. I ran the name through records and came up empty. The used car lot checked out clean too, but maybe the owner could tell me something.
Alright, so there we found out some more information about that car. This time it was owned by a woman named Dectora instead of Gavin Kelly. Which makes you wonder where they came up with this name Gavin Kelly from. Alright, so now we'll go and we'll talk to Crazy Legs Larry. And you don't have to do this, and I'm not going to do this in the actual playthrough, but I'm just doing this to show you because one of my favorite lines of dialogue in the whole game is while talking to Crazy Legs. So we got to sit through this. Alright, so now we can ask Crazy Legs about Dectora.
You sell a black sedan a few days ago?
Black sedan? Hey, I got standards. If it ain't sporty, I got no room for it.
I've seen the registration. I know a woman bought it from you.
Oh, that sedan. Hey, look, a sexy blonde wants to pay top dollar for the ugliest car in the place. Who am I to say no?
Did you know who she was?
No, but I'd like to know her in the biblical sense, if you catch what I'm saying. Look, Ray, it ain't a crime for me to make a living.
Alright, so I had to show that line because that is, again, one of my favorite lines in the game, where Crazy Legs says, I'd like to know her in the biblical sense, if you catch my meaning. I just get a kick out of that line. It is so funny.
I hope you got paperwork for all these vehicles.
Are we kids or what?
I also like Crazy Legs' line about are we kids or what. Alright, that's all well, actually, we can draw a gun on Crazy Legs.
If this is a hold-up, Ray, I don't have any cash in the house. Honest, you can pat me down if you want.
I'm a cop.
Heck, if you wanted a better deal on the caddy, all you had to do was say so.
I just wanted to show you
I
that.
got a stigma about weapons. So from here on in, you're going to have to deal with my associates.
So then you can't talk to Crazy anymore. He just leaves. It doesn't ruin the endings that take place at Crazy Legs or anything. It's all fine. Alright, so we'll go back to our original save game where we never visited the police station. And there's actually one more thing that I wanted to show you too. And we're actually going to go back to Sebastian's for this. You don't have to do this either, but I really want to show you this.
You work for Tyrell Corporation?
Yes, sir. I'm one of the principal design engineers for Dr. Tyrell. He's a very nice man. You know, he even fronted me the money to buy this building. It's a landmark, you know. You really should see the front edifice. They put some amazing detail into it.
Alright, so I wanted to show you that dialogue there because Sebastian here points out the front edifice and how they put some detail into it. The reason why this is important is because in the film, this Bradbury building does not have those pillar thingies at the front. Those were props set up for the movie to make it look more futuristic or retrofitted or whatever. And so it's just kind of like a joke about the movie that he mentions it in this game, the front edifice. Alright, so the other thing I wanted to show you is that, well, we'll talk to him in polite mode for a bit.
How different are the Sixes from the other Nexus models?
Alright, he just accuses him right away. We can draw our gun on Sebastian too.
Hey, you don't need to do that.
Think real hard, JF. You got anything here that someone would want?
There's nothing in here. People don't even like to come inside my building. Please, you don't have to pull your gun in here.
I got ambushed in here once before. It ain't gonna happen again.
Please.
Okay,
you don't
I
have
just
to pull
wanted
your
to
gun
show
in
you
here.
that you can draw your gun on Sebastian. Okay, we don't need to do that, so we're going to go back to our original game. And we're going to start doing some Blade Runnering here. So we'll just try to resolve each situation one by one. We'll start with Lucy, just get her out of the way. And Lucy is a replicant in this playthrough. So we're just going to go ahead and retire her, because why not? We're going for the Dectora ending. But I think the Lucy ending is not going to be possible at this point, just by virtue that we retired Zubin. Yeah, we're just going to go resolve the situation with Gordo first. Gordo's always there. That's one thing I like about Gordo, is you never have to worry about him not being there. And Gordo is a human this time around. Now, Gordo will have different stuff to say, and now I'm not sure if he has different stuff to say because I never followed up on the cheese evidence or anything like that. But he will have some interesting things to say about famous dead replicants.
Hey, man.
You're that cat from Howie Lee's. McCoy, right? We keep bumping into each other. You want an autograph? I know you ain't heard me yet, but Gordo Frizz's autograph's gonna be worth a pile of chinion someday.
I'll hold my breath. I'm gonna ask you a few questions.
Man, don't you got anything better to do than hassle innocent people at their place of work? Make it snappy, okay?
I really appreciate your patience. I didn't know Taffy was hiring your type.
You mean my type, as in talented, right? I had to fill in last minute for that snake woman.
Did you hear what happened to her?
She went on permanent vacation.
That's right. She was retired by a Blade Runner.
She was one of those skin jobs? Between you and me, I hear they're all over the place down here. Look, I'd love to jawbone with you all night, but I'm being paged for my set. Check it out.
Alright, so there we got a reference to Zora getting retired. We can grab the lighter, and if we look at our evidence under Gordo's lighter, since Gordo is human this time around, McCoy will have nothing to say about like the lightning squad, whatever. See, there's no dialogue for it. And then we just gotta wait for Gordo to do his hilarious comedy set.
Let's give a big hand for Rep Detect McCoy. He's protecting us poor slobs, ladies and gentlemen. He even thinks you're a replicant. He can waste you right where you stand. Nice job, eh, detective?
It doesn't quite work that way.
Doesn't, eh? What if I pretended to be a replicant?
That's just an excuse for your lousy act, Gordo?
That snake dancer that worked here, Zora, she was a rep. And her picture's gonna be on every front page tomorrow.
Too bad she'll never read it.
How are you sure someone's a rep?
Love McCoy's
detective?
sarcasm.
There's a test.
Test? What replicant's gonna sit still for a test?
If I'm trying to question someone and he runs, that's a pretty good sign.
Could be a pretty good sign that you need to bathe more often.
I love that bathe more often joke, too. That's hilarious. Alright, so there's a couple ways we can resolve the Gordo situation. And I'll just show you them in sort of the order of...
Do what you gotta do, McCoy.
One is you can shoot him, and then you lose the game
He went down too
immediately.
easy. Just one shot. I got the cold cut boys down here, and they performed the bone marrow on him.
And then McCoy is in prison. So pretty nice there. So that is one way to resolve it. The other way is if we put ourselves in surly mode.
Do what you gotta do, McCoy. If you gotta shoot,
That's cool. So just put your gun away, and then after a few seconds, the situation will
Come
resolve
on, McCoy.
itself.
Why don't you make me famous?
Get off it. You're no replicant.
How do you know? I could be a martyr for the cause, baby.
Every rep I've ever seen wants to live, not die, pal.
What are you, an expert?
I've been around. You may not be a rep, but you're a damn rep sympathizer for sure. Now we're gonna take a little ride downtown.
Yeah? And what? You'll put me on that Voight comp machine? My 15 minutes of fame, baby. It ain't as good as being gunned down in the street, but what the hell?
Alright, so we get Gordo here, and we can click on him and talk
You
to him.
keeping busy, pal?
Show's over, baby! And there ain't gonna be no encore!
It's just funny how he's like, show's over, baby.
Hey, pal.
And then this cop has nothing to say, and then Gregorian's there. But, like I said, we're doing this playthrough without ever visiting the police station, so we'll just have McCoy in polite mode and talk to Gordo. We won't shoot him.
Do what you gotta do, McCoy. If you gotta shoot, that's cool. Come on, McCoy. Why don't you make me famous?
Get off it. You're no replicant.
How do you know? I could be a martyr for the cause, baby.
Every rep I've ever seen wants to live, not die, pal.
What are you, an expert?
I've been around. I should haul you downtown, but that'd probably just make you happy.
You're not even going to arrest me? Gotta go, Daddy-O.
Alright, so there is one more dialogue option that can happen there, and I think it happens if McCoy has been a bit more of a rep sympathizer than I have been. And McCoy will tell Gordo to go tell Clovis that Crystal's after him or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what you have to do to trigger that, but it is something that I've seen before. Alright, so let's go see if Lucy's here so we can resolve the Lucy situation. And I will go into surly mode. Part of the reason I want to do this is because I want to show you that we can retire Lucy and Dectora will still be a love interest, which blows my mind. Because I would honestly think that if McCoy retired Lucy, Dectora would hate him, but she doesn't. Alright, so I'm probably going to stop the recording and restart it when Lucy's actually here. Alright, so I've actually been messing around with a lot of different ideas to get Lucy to appear. And it's always appeared to me to be random in the past, but a lot of times I collect more evidence. And I was just able to not do absolutely anything except for visit the police station to get her to appear, which I don't want to do because I want to demonstrate that you can finish the game without visiting the police station. But there's one more thing that I found that worked, and that is that I need to get a picture of Lucy from the Esper machine and ask Mia and Murray about it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And so I'm not exactly what all triggers Lucy to appear, but it seems like... So in one of the things that I just did, I just went to the police station. I used Bullet Bob's thing to completely block out all of the evidence I had. And no new evidence was added to my database except for the Crystal interviews with Gregorian and the Crystal crime scene notes. But then Lucy was there. So I guess just visiting the police station somehow marks McCoy as having the evidence needed for Lucy to appear. Either that or it's just been a weird coincidence that Lucy has never been appearing for me. But we'll know for sure if this works again. I've already tried this while I was offline, and it worked. So I'm guessing it's actually going to work again. So this is actually a bit surprising to me. I didn't realize that you had to have evidence for Lucy to appear if she's not the third replicant. So we'll have to ask them about Lucy.
You ever seen this girl around here? Maybe in the arcade?
Oh, yes! I saw her come out of the arcade yesterday.
No, it was the deep...
Maybe...
No.
And I think we heard that in the last game. And so now Lucy will be there. She should be there. Okay, yeah, so Lucy's there. And like I said, I'm just going to retire her. So I will put McCoy into surly mode and watch what happens.
You're sick, Lucy.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Father told me to watch out for you.
I'm not going to hurt you.
Have you always lived on Terra?
Yes.
I always dreamed Terra would be so special and beautiful. Birds and flowers and trees and blue water. Like on the video. So different from everything on, well, where I was.
Come with me. I've got a test I want you to take.
So she just runs away when she's not the third replicant into the Hall of Mirrors. And what did I want to do here? I want to talk about this Hall of Mirrors, though, when we get there. Like, this Hall of Mirrors is not a freaking Hall of Mirrors. I do not see one mirror in this place. So, I don't know why it's called the Hall of Mirrors. It looks just more like a maze. You know, it's not mirrors. Okay, so like I showed you before, we just need to go over here to retire Lucy. I won't be able to get a good shot in on her. She only takes one bullet. The Lolita model only takes one bullet to go down, so all we gotta do, get a solid shot. Okay, I missed the first time.
What a waste.
Oh, I know what I meant to show you. Just that McCoy now has some more money. Okay, he now has 600 instead of 500. And that's it. That resolves the Lucy situation. So now we're going to want to be in polite mode, though, to get the Dectora ending. Now, Dectora is going to be pretty interesting because there's a few outcomes. There's at least 3 different outcomes that we can get when Dectora is the 3rd replicant. But, like I said, if there's anything I'm missing here, be sure to let me know. Because I'm always curious about anything I might not know about this game. And Guza goes in. And
I remember early Q.
Oh, one thing I want to talk about there is we're still in designer cut mode, but it didn't cut out that line about early Q being a humanitarian.
How old?
Well, early Q calling himself a humanitarian.
Not the top. Haven't I seen? How old?
Okay. So I always find it bizarre that Guza went in here and yet we never see him. You know, so it's like, where is Guza? He's nowhere to be found. Now, early Q would not have even been there if we hadn't resolved the Gordo situation and the Lucy situation. So we can just talk to him.
Early, how's it hanging?
Thick, slick, and hard as a brick. How's yours, General?
Your man gave me a hard time out there.
I like him.
What's on?
And we've heard this
This girl
before.
one of yours?
This ain't no daycare center, General. Of course, she ain't half bad looking. My pappy always used to say if there's grass on the field, it's time to play ball.
Yeah, this
So
guy's
she
a
hasn't been
sicko.
around here?
Nah, she ain't one of mine.
If there's
Talk to
grass
Kathy,
on
he
the
gets
field,
most of
it's
the
time to
business
play
around
ball.
It's men like
Clever
you that
line.
made this country great, Early.
That's McCoy's sarcasm there. He doesn't actually think early Q's great. At least I don't.
You buy some jewelry at an auction recently? Real old, elite stuff?
Who's asking? You ain't with robbery homicide.
No, sir.
Those pieces ain't hot. I got the papers to prove it. I picked them up at legitimate auction. Cost me nearly a pound of flesh, too.
You give this stuff to a girlfriend, Early?
You kidding? I ain't that stupid. No. I was letting one of my dancers use the stuff in her act. Kind of a tribute to the ancient swamplands, you know what I mean?
Which dancer?
Heck, give her. She's going on in a few. She's one of my biggest earners, too. She ain't in any trouble now, is she?
Not yet.
Good. Wouldn't want to slaughter the goose that lays them golden eggs.
Alright, so if you hadn't had all the Dragonfly jewelry evidence, McCoy wouldn't have had that conversation, and early Q would just stand there forever until you were able to confront him about it. And as it is, you still have to wait for early Q to decide to go into the other room, which is kind of annoying. But we can just have McCoy rotate around on this platform.
Ladies and gentlemen, yours truly, the ever-brilliant Early Q presents the wondrous, mysterious Hecuba, singing and performing the sacred Thanatos dance of the ancient swamps.
I always liked this woman over here in like this sparkly yellow dress. I always thought it looked pretty cool. And then we got Dectora, and Dectora looks nothing like the other Dectoras, so I don't know what's going on here. And then we'll have to sit through this dance. I mean, I could show you what happens if you click her. Actually, I might as well.
Look, but don't touch.
So you click on her, McCoy just gets kicked out. Okay. So now we just have to go back in there. Now, if you do that, though, you'll never be able to visit Early Q's office.
Let me tell you what I want.
Which
Let me tell you.
we're going to have to talk to him to get him to trigger to go over there.
Haven't I seen you?
Which I don't care about collecting the Early Q office evidence because we don't need it. Like, it's just the photographs. We don't really need the photographs. They don't really help the game in any way. I just wanted to show you that McCoy can get kicked out of there. But we can still confront Dectora, and we're in polite mode, so McCoy will never try to VK her. And we're not going to do the VK machine anyway. It just takes too long. It's kind of interesting. Like, it's kind of fun to see what the different characters' responses are, but once you've played this game a bunch of times, you just don't care anymore.
That's strange. I didn't hear a knock.
I just wanted to say, wow, you were awe-inspiring.
Well, thank you very much, Mr.
McCoy. Ray McCoy.
Is there something I can do for you, Mr. McCoy?
Alright.
How'd you like working for Early Q?
He's always treated me very well.
Ever see him hanging out with any unsavory types?
We don't get many priests in here, if that's what you mean.
That's a good comeback.
That's such an unusual belt. Is it antique?
They say it's from the last century. Those little creatures have always been my favorites.
Dragonflies?
Yes. And the whole class that contains them.
Tell you the truth, I'm from the LPD. I'd like to ask you a few questions if I could.
Is this about early Q? Because I could tell you.
Did any other pieces come with the belt?
I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
Alright, so McCoy broke character there, so I can actually show you the bug where I click
The
here.
flowers are beautiful.
And extremely rare. They were a gift from my lover.
That's a pretty card.
Please don't touch that. It's private.
Sorry.
Alright, so McCoy there goes back into the character, even though he already told her that she was from the LPD. Alright, and so now we'll basically get a very similar situation that we had while Lucy was a replicant.
Look, I want to warn you. There's a woman looking for you and your friends.
Why would anyone be looking for me?
You know what I'm talking about. It's real important that you get out of here.
I get it. You're some kind of sexual deviant. I'm finished with you. Get me the police?
You're doing the right thing.
Yes, this is an emergency. Early Q's backstage. A customer is harassing me. Thank you.
Put that away. I'm a cop.
Now we wait. If your hand moves, I'll shoot.
Okay.
Please don't talk. The sound of your voice grates on my nerves.
We waited there for a few minutes. Her gun in her eyes never wavered. Any other mark, I'd have been a dead man. But if she was a replicant, she must not have known it if she was willing to call the police.
This a troublemaker? Put your hands on top of your head.
That's right. Ray McCoy, Rep Detect, BR 61661.
Never heard of you.
I report to Lieutenant Gouza. Call him.
I work for you? Let's go.
Where's your squad car?
Shut your mouth.
Which precinct are we going to?
I'll tell you which one.
I'll tell you which one.
Alright, and so then we get the scene with McCoy and these guys, and Crystal rescues us. So we'll follow Crystal back to early Q's.
What the hell took you so long?
Good thing you made your entrance when you did.
Good thing one of my snitches saw them escort you out of the club. Otherwise, you'd be 3/4 in the bag right now.
They must have been phony cops, hired by the reps for protection.
Cops, yes. Phony, no. I remembered Baker. He used to be an SID expert on coercive technique until he was fired from the force a couple years ago.
A mercenary?
Bingo.
He won't have to worry about getting paid no more.
That stripper you interviewed, she's one of them. Figure it out. She must have made the call to Baker and that other bozo. Let's attend to some business.
I'm there.
Alright.
Nice crowd. You see it anywhere?
Not yet. You sure she's in here?
I'm gonna look backstage. Check the balcony and cover the exit. I don't want this one giving us the blow-off.
Okay, so I'm going to show you something that I failed to show you last time. So I'm actually going to follow Crystal here. Crystal won't be there, even though she's supposedly investigating the backstage. But you can click on these flowers and get a card.
Never seek to tell thy love, love that never told can be. Poetry. Was running into a lot of that crap lately.
Alright, there's like a sewing machine here, so I guess Dectora makes her own outfits. For dancing. Okay. So, as Crystal said, she wants us to go to the balcony. And I'm going to show you three or four different things that we can do here. So the first thing that happens is when we run in here, Dectora turns on that light. And then I'm going to give a save game here and just show you some of the different outcomes. So we follow Dectora up here. And then if we just click with our mouse, McCoy will talk to Dectora.
Dectora, I want to help.
You say a lot of things, Mr. McCoy. But you're a Blade Runner. It's hard to know what's real.
One of my associates is after you and your friends. I'm not sure I can hold her off much longer.
I'm not worried. She may kill some of us, but not all of us. Clovis will see to that.
Is he the one that sent you the flowers?
Yes.
And your lovers?
We were once. But now we've evolved beyond that. They're still my family, Clovis and Lucy.
What's Clovis looking for?
Has been retired by McCoy
Information.
already.
Data. 4 years isn't enough time, Mr. McCoy. If anyone deserves more than 4 years, it's Clovis. If you could only meet him...
Can you take me to him?
I'm afraid that's impossible right now. He's very jealous. You don't understand.
Jealous, huh? On top of everything else?
He's a very complicated man. He wants so much. Things he just can't have.
Then he's no different from anybody else.
God forbid you ever have to find out how different he is. How dangerous he can be. And if he thinks that
He already
you and
killed 50 people on the moon bus.
it can only bring trouble. Clovis will find you when he's ready.
You better go now. Take the fire escape.
I appreciate it, Mr. McCoy.
And then, my favorite part.
Why?
You can just gun her down right there.
We having fun yet?
Oh, yeah.
You should have waited for me, Slim.
I had the shot, so I took it.
We'll see who has it next
Definitely
time.
took that shot.
It's around here.
So the next outcome I'm going to show you is real Blade Runner McCoy. And this one's pretty awesome. Just click. McCoy just blows the whole thing up. And then just shoot her out the window. It's the awesomest ending of
Jesus.
a replicant in the whole game. And it is a tribute to how Zora dies
Been
in the
pretty
movie.
busy, haven't you, Slim?
Going through broken glass.
I think we can safely say that one's in biomechanical purgatory.
You had to clear out everything else up here, too.
Hope Early's got insurance.
Putz employs replicants, he ought to expect the worst. Oh, sorry I missed all the laughs.
Next time.
Alright, and we will do another possible outcome for this. And for this one, you just need to go up here and then just wait for a few seconds. Well, maybe more than a few seconds, but you just wait. Like this. And here we go. Crystal shows up.
You see it, Slim?
It's gotta be around here somewhere.
Let's smoke it out.
So I'm not even controlling McCoy, he just starts shooting.
Oh.
Hope Early's got insurance.
Putz employs replicants, he ought to expect the worst.
We could have taken her out in a more discreet way.
What's this her crap? It's an it, remember? A goddamn machine. Come on, let's blow while it getting good.
Alright, and so this last time we'll just let Dectora go, but I'll skip through the dialogue just because we already saw it the first time. So.
Listen, Dectora...
You say, but you...
And of course we got like the
One of my
love
associates
theme
is
music
after you
playing
and
in the
I'm not-
background
is
here.
and your lover.
Because for some reason, Dectora is madly in love with McCoy, even though they just barely met each other. And when we leave,
What happened?
Crystal will
Where
be
is it?
angry at us.
She got away.
How the hell did it get away? We had it cornered.
This one must be pretty damn clever.
Duh! What the hell? Now we'll never catch it! We better call this in. Your vehicle close by?
It's around here somewhere.
Where'd you park it?
I'm telling you, it was right here. Damn thing must have been stolen.
Maybe you're living in an alternate reality, Slim.
Attention all units. All points bulletin has been issued for Ray McCoy, formerly BR61661. Confirmed one civilian kill. Ezo, considered armed and dangerous.
What the hell is that?
Maybe they just want to bring you in for questioning.
I didn't kill Ezo.
Maybe they think you're not what you think you are.
Are you saying I'm a rep? Come off it.
The look on your face after that last one? The minute you start to feel something for skin jobs, you're in big trouble.
Maybe I just got too much empathy.
In all the wrong places.
You want to put me on the machine?
Hey, I don't want anything, Slim. You're the one they want.
Detective Steele, BR 61354, report to headquarters immediately. Code blue.
What are you going to do? Take me in?
No matter what they say, you're not on my list yet, Slim. You know what that means. And there's no use juicing you if I can't make some honest chinion off it, you know?
I never appreciated your baser instincts so much.
Gouza must have messed up somehow. I'll check it out, see what's going on, and then... we'll be meeting again, Slim. You can bank on it.
You got a deal.
And get cracking before I change my mind.
Alright, and so that's the end of this act, and let's skip this video. And this time, McCoy's dialogue here will make sense.
You wake up one day and find it's all been a dream. Or you wake up and discover you've been asleep all the time and the nightmare is real. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know who I was. A cop dangling on the short end of the stick? Or a rep whose memory banks had run out? One thing I was sure of was that I didn't kill Izzo. That I know I experienced. And this misinformation, maybe it was the key to everything that was happening. Maybe there was a lot more than what met my eye. All I had to do was stay alive long enough to find out.
Alright, and so this time Izzo was actually at least dead, so it made sense that Crystal just let him go. Alright, this has been Jack Everett, and if there's anything that you saw or are curious about, just post a comment and let me know if you saw anything I missed. Really appreciate it. Thanks. We'll talk at you later.